official live stream of our new IP ONRUSH. You're joining me, Christina, and him, Aaron, and we're going to be playing through the first few rounds for you here. So it's not just us, this is a team effort, so I'd like to thank Dan Hawkins, our esports coordinator and man on the mixing decks, and we've also got our good buddy Dan here from localization going through all your comments in any various languages that you might want to submit your comments through. He's very sensitive, so please be nice. And before we kick off, we're going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to show you. So Aaron, over to you.
So yeah, we're going to play through two modes. We're going to play through Countdown and Overdrive, and the first mode that we're going to play today is going to be Countdown. I would explain it to you, but I'm just going to let our lovely voiceover artist do the work for me, so enjoy.
But let me lay it out. See your team's timer? That's ticking down, and it ain't stopping. Unless you and your team can pass through the gates to top it up. If you want to have time your side, you want to get through those gates trouble-free. Put it this way. If you run out of time, it's a point to the other team, and we don't want that now. So, do everything within your power to get ahead. And if the opportunity arises, push these fools out of the way. So when it comes down to it, one gate might be all that separates you.
So I guess we'll just dive straight into the first round of Countdown. This is, I'm going to go with the charger. This is Whitewater Canyon. Obviously there's whitewater and there's a canyon. It's a bit Ronseal, it does what it says on the tin. So we are the Piston Gators against the Loudness. Some great names there.
Some good names, some quality names. So Aaron, I'll talk a little bit while you play because it's really hard to play and talk at the same time, as we discovered while we were rehearsing for this. So.
And I'm rubbish.
Yeah, you've struggled there a little bit, but never mind, it's fine. The best thing about ONRUSH is that if you do wreck out, you can jump in within seconds and get back into the action. So just while we're watching that, someone's asked about ONRUSH, is there going to be a normal mode? Now, without sounding like a slightly silly marketing person, there is nothing normal about ONRUSH. It is a racer, but it's a racer unlike any racer you played before. So it is team racing, and there won't be a sort of point-to-point racing mode. It's team-based, and you will have team-based objectives throughout all the modes. Going into those different modes, as Aaron is playing now, it's Countdown, so you can see those gates in the distance.
Oh.
He's even though he's not playing,
I thought it was a ramp.
He's absolutely ploughed it into a big bit of rock. But as you can see, the gates here, so if you're first through the gates are narrower and you score more time. So if you get to those gates first, then it's obviously more benefit for your team. But it's, as I mentioned here, it's great because really it is a team-based game, and even though you can be not very good at the game, but if you still hit a few key gates at a few key times, you're still going to make a really good contribution to what your team are going to be doing. So we'll just watch a little bit here. It's actually, the audio on the game is really awesome, so it's probably best not to talk all over the time. So I'll let the game do its magic. And Aaron.
And me. Yeah, so basically, a lot of people have been asking about normal modes and stuff like this. I would say that this is probably the most akin to a normal mode because it's you know, it's quite a familiar game mode. You know, you've got to drive through the gates, you gain time. It's, you know, none of the game modes are complex or difficult to understand. That's what I think is brilliant about ONRUSH, is that it's accessible to, oh you swine, it's accessible to everyone. But this in particular is a bit like a time attack mode really, where you've got, so someone's absolutely smashed me with one of their rush abilities, and it hasn't worked. I've just pulled off the sick trick, mate.
You've managed to pull it off really well.
But yeah, this is my favourite mode. I think this is the most intense. I think towards the end of the I've been mugged right off it.
Yeah, certainly as it starts to get towards the end of the round, you can see the clock ticking down at the top. There's the sound kicks in, the audio kicks in, and it does panic you a little, so it's actually really, really, really fun when you get to the business end of things. Someone's just said, so happy you included a 60 frames per second mode. And yeah, so are we. So we're playing on the PS4 Pro now, just so you all know what we're playing on. You've got two different options, so you've got 30 frames a second, which will optimise graphic fidelity, and then you also have a 60 frames a second mode. So for the kind of fast-paced action of ONRUSH, it's obviously great you get some extra frames a second to be able to react.
You do need those sometimes, as I've just demonstrated. But it is such an easy game to smash. that's always satisfying as well when you take someone out. It's really it's like really heavy thud on the pad, which is just what you want really, because you want to sort of feel rewarded for doing it. And it's the same when you hit these little guys, the fodder. Do you want to have a little chat about what they're all about?
Sure. So I'll keep it as simple as possible. The fodder are passive AI, and essentially they populate in random different bits of the course, and essentially they're there to help you. So they're there to help you boost. Every time you hit one, you will get a little bit more on your boost bar. So they can't actually hurt you. It's just really nice for you to be able to, hit them out of the way. Feels really satisfying, makes a nice noise, and also helps you boost up your boost. So with fodder as well, they come in all different shapes and sizes as the normal vehicles do, and the action's just getting pretty tense here at the minute. And one of the best things about this mode for me particularly is that because you're forcing a lot of competitors, 12 to be exact, to go through the gates, it certainly sort of pinches everyone into the action, so they're what we'd call pinch points, and it just means that you can squeeze through the gates and hopefully get some good takedowns in while you're doing that. So back to fodder, they're not the only things in the game that will help you get boost, so depending on what vehicle you're driving, certain tricks etc. will help you do that. But if you have a quick look at the screen, you can see that where other people have crashed, we leave tombstones, and those tombstones are really cool little nuggets of pixel art.
I've been smashed up again.
You're not having a good time there?
No, I'm not having a good time. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the tombstone.
There we go. It's a patriotic tombstone there.
Patriotic tombstone, Spanish flag, yeah. So I think one of my favourite things about ONRUSH is what we were talking about yesterday with the trailer that went out, is the race wreck repeat. Obviously I went the wrong way there. We've been talking a lot about, you wreck and you get back into the game quite quickly, and I've wrecked quite a lot, hilariously. I've done it again, but I'm out of the game for seconds. I hardly get a chance to take a breath, to do anything really, before I'm thrown straight back into the action. And I think that's the beautiful thing about ONRUSH, is I'm straight back there to help my team out and to help them score points, which is essential.
Yeah. This is good. Your team are doing really well on this. You've got a couple of seconds head start on the other team.
Just a bit.
Very close. You're almost there.
Just a bit. But I mean, I've missed a few gates there, haven't I? So there's one of the tombstones, and as you can see, the little boost meter at the bottom filled up quite nicely there. I haven't really taken many people out. I'm a bit of a noob, to be honest. What we should have done is got someone who was decent at this. But to be fair, I was just about to say, you pick it up really quickly, but yeah, that was just a really good example of that guy's rush ability, which was wake down. So what that does is it expels, basically, it's equivalent to oil. It's just a massive amount of sort of rush that just spreads across the track, and it's really slippy, and it's pretty difficult to control.
Yeah.
For any dirt fans out there, you'll probably be able to handle that kind of stuff quite well. But there it is again. So if I just as an example, I'll try and stay in this way, but
okay.
Yeah. just to demonstrate. I've done that quite well there. That was quite cool.
You've done alright.
Yeah, smash, there we go.
So we can see a few questions coming in about the gear crates. So just to let everyone know, everything in those is going to be purely cosmetic. It won't hinder any progression in the game, and you will be able to unlock everything in there very casually if you just continue playing through the game too. So it's all pretty good. None of the cars are going to be locked, none of the levels, and nothing like that, etc. So really you're going to be able to enjoy everything, even if you just buy the game and just crack on with that.
Also, just wanted to say as well, I've just seen in the comments before, we noticed that Fernando is in the chat. Hi Fernando.
Hey Fernando.
Oh, I shouldn't have waved. Oh, look what you've done, Fernando. Well done.
I'm coming for you.
So again, there's one round left in this. It's a best of 3, and as you can see, it's really tight. There's 2-3 seconds in it. We are just in the lead. But that's what I mean. It's just it is so intense. This mode in particular, Countdown.
Yeah, and it always seems to be a really fine, closely ran thing. It's really good. And then obviously, this is just us playing with AI now. But if you can imagine if you're playing with five other of your friends on your one team, or even 11 other people that you can imagine that the rivalries get really intense. And you can see it over the orange teams. vehicles, you've got the type of vehicle that they're in is indicated by that little icon, so as you play the game you'll learn what that represents, and also you can see their names too, so you can very closely identify who you need to be chasing, especially in my instance when people take me down. I can chase them again because I am petty and like revenge.
Yeah, she is very vengeful. I've learned that the hard way.
I wasn't sure if you were going to call me vengeful or petty. I went with vengeful.
I probably should have mentioned at the start of this as well. This is part of Superstar mode, which is the single player campaign, which is the entire thing is co-op. So you can play this with all of your friends who can populate your entire team. I don't really have any friends, so I'd probably just be playing this on my own, unfortunately. Cry face from me. Right, still pretty close. I mean, actually, we're about 9 seconds ahead now, smashing it. Oh no, we're not.
No, you're.
Oh, we're 9 seconds behind.
Yes, you're not. You're not doing amazingly.
Maths is not my.
But you did just take someone out, so it's fine.
I did, yeah. So so when you take someone out in particular in this mode, if they're out of the action for about 5 seconds, you can gain that 5 seconds quite quickly by going through a couple of gates. Obviously, if you don't get wrecked.
So, Kevin, can I barge the biggest vehicles on a bike? You can, but it's we're not sure how successful you'll be. Really, the bikes are great for strategic jumping down from various different levels and landing on different vehicles. So we'll show you a little bit of that later, hopefully. But really, there are different strategies to each vehicles and how you use them. Particularly, the bikes have really, really strong rush elements, which again we'll show you a little bit later. Which means that when you rush, you're probably going to be taking out a lot more people than you might do in other particular vehicles. Sorry, just getting distracted by Aaron there. But the motor, obviously, they're slightly more fragile, so they won't be able to take the big hits as well. They won't be able to make the big hits as well. And it's that kind of strategic choice of vehicle depending on what game mode you're doing, and even depending on what other vehicles your teammates are driving too. So there is a lot of strategy and decision to be made with what game mode you're facing, and also what your teammates are driving to.
Yeah, I think there's nothing more satisfying, I don't think, than being in a. I'll hand this over to you, by the way, Christina.
Oh, good.
Than being in a bike and landing a crushing takedown. It's really satisfying because obviously the big boys in the Titan and the Enforcer, they really they like to sort of bully the pack a bit. So it's really nice to weave through them, get up the top of a ramp, and come down hard on them with a crushing takedown. So you are now going to dive into Overdrive. Yep.
And I'm going to do really good at it.
Yeah.
Just watch.
I don't think you can do. You can do much worse than I just did there.
That's true. Right.
Right. So you need to come out with that.
Oh no! Are we jumping into a weekender? No, we're not. There we go.
No, we're not.
That's what we said we were going to do.
So Overdrive.
Overdrive.
So also we need to introduce you to this as well.
Just quickly, as you can see on this screen, if you look very closely, our tombstone at the minute is a very cute little white cat. Just to give that cat a shout. That is not my cat. That is our dialogue producer Ollie Johnson's beautiful little three-legged rescue cat Bruno. Bruno's managed to sneak into the game, as you can see there. So everyone say hello to Bruno and look for him on the track, because I'll eventually crash and leave some tombstones behind. So let's jump into this one. And I am going to drive. What do you think I should drive?
Well, should we introduce them to the mode first? The Overdrive mode?
Oh, let's do that instead.
Yeah, let's do that. Right, so this is Overdrive.
Drive is ONRUSH distilled to its purest form. Drive with style and aggression. Take down your rivals, get huge air, and take risks to earn boost. Then burn it off to add points to your team. The winning team will be those that can earn and spend boost the fastest. Get familiar with each ride's unique abilities, because making the most of them could be the difference between winning or kicking yourself when you get beaten to the punch. Word to the wise, the best drivers can chain those boosts together to earn points like a round-stealing grandmaster.
So now I'm actually going to show you how it's done. Which car do you think I should pick?
I don't know. What? Let's ask the chat. Which vehicle should we go for?
I want to drive Vortex just in case anyone needs any prompting. I would like to drive Vortex. So we'll wait for someone to say, Christina, you should drive the Vortex buggy, and then I'll select the Vortex buggy because that is what I am better in.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can select the Vortex buggy for now because the great thing about ONRUSH is you can swap out.
We can swap over later, can't we?
You can swap out during the game itself.
Let's go.
Vortex.
So yeah, I do like the Vortex buggy, I must admit. I think it's a perfect middle ground between bike classes and to the heavier classes because it's so nimble.
That's why I like it. It's nippy, but it's also sturdy enough to not be wiped out.
Yeah. And it looks damn good, right?
So let's have a little go here.
So yeah, I'll talk you. Oh, good start. You see, this is pro stuff. It should be like those like horn. Pro. So I'll talk a little bit through about what Overdrive is all about. As you probably heard before, it's boost to win. So the more you boost, the more points you get, and it's that simple really. So you being at the front of the pack, it's not necessarily the biggest advantage. You need to take people out, like Christina's just done, pro, but Benji's made a realise of that.
I've absolutely
saved it.
Have it.
Yeah, basically you need to take people out, you need to hit fodder, you need to hit tombstones, but also you can gain boost through with in a variety of different ways with different classes. So there's one class in particular that if you're making a lot of close calls with the environment, with your teammates, with other players, you'll gain boost for that. You won't gain boost for that. What's just happened there?
Anyone who was watching the screen really carefully there would see that I was spitefully trying to take that one vehicle out, missed, and put it into a wall, so that's karma in action.
Hashtag vengeance again is coming through. When Christina wrecks, I'll talk you through a little bit about what the sort of menu in between is all about. I don't think that should be too far away, really, should it?
Let's have a look.
Let's see how long it is until you wreck. Oh, hello. Hello.
I'm out for blood.
Hello. Oh.
I've got an assist.
Oh, it's all happening. Oh, it's not.
The best thing about this game, right, is the sense of speed. Sometimes when you get on a roll like this, you just have like close to no idea what's happening, but it just feels amazing when you've been weaving out of things. So I can change my vehicle here. I would like to drive the Blade, which is one of the motorbikes. As I said earlier, it was a little bit more fragile than some of the other vehicles. And one of the other cars here, I don't know if you just saw that, their rush effect was to drain my boost, which is, you know, really annoying. But if you're playing as a tactical team where you've got someone on the offensive and someone on the defensive, it's actually a really good idea to have someone on your team that can have that kind of effect.
I think the good thing is as well that when you're sort of swapping between the vehicles, what you might have seen in the menu there is that any rush that you
pulled off a trick.
Oh, you did.
There's Bruno.
He's not all right. So as you can see there, it had a half filled up circle. You get to keep that boost for the next time you select that vehicle. So if you've saved up 70% of your rush meter, it comes back next time you select that vehicle, so you don't lose any of your progress essentially, which is great.
And that's where it really differs from other racing games. Say for example, if you crashed on another racing game, you'd literally be starting from scratch, both position wise and, for example, you know, boost wise. Whereas ONRUSH will just throw you straight back into the action. You don't need to, you know, fanny around with getting up to the back of a pack, you know, working really hard to correct any mistakes. It's right, okay, wrecked, move on, let's crack on. And you can see I'm being chased incredibly dangerously here, but I'm ready to rush.
Here we go.
Oh, I was going to trip.
Oh!
Didn't have enough space to pull that off, but it's okay. I've got a full rush bar, so what I'm going to do is hopefully show you how cool the rush is on the motorcycles here. What I'll do is I'll get close enough to be able to hopefully take out the pack.
This is hashtag tactics.
And this is where it will get a little pinch point again. You've got the...
Oh, this is...
Anyone? Am I going... Get it. Trailblaze.
That, for me, that's the best.
And I think I've just taken a couple of people out.
Yeah.
Three? Maybe three.
Three, a triple breakdown.
Just showing you all how it's done, to be honest, guys.
It's so good.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
It is.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
It's just such an honour to be in your presence.
Yeah.
That is.
Sports, here I come.
that is definitely the sort of Tron-like, and it is for me the best rush ability that you can get in the game, pretty much, because it's just so devastating. And as nice, I'm being nice here, Christina, in the hands of a noob, that was still impressive. You took out 3 of the other team just through tactical thinking and holding on to that rush for the optimal moment, and then released it.
Best thing is, I got wiped out literally moments before that, so it just shows you how, from moment to moment, you can really change a game with the play. And that's very exciting. But as you can see here, as I did mention, the motorcycles are a little more fragile, because they're motorcycles, they're daintier, and are as such vulnerable to attacks like that.
So. Yeah, N Square is asking, is the Switch version announced or just Xbox One, PS4? So it's just going to be X1, that's not a thing.
New console.
New console, hashtag announced. Xbox One and PS4 on June the 5th, and PC at a later date. There is going to be no Switch version. We love the Switch, everyone likes the Switch.
They do.
But yeah, we've just focused on a brilliant experience on consoles. So yeah, Xbox One and PS4.
I mean, the game does, however, have a Switch mode, which is absolutely awesome, but not something we're going to show you today, so you'll have to tune into the next one. Yes, there will be another live stream if the powers that be have watched this and deemed us appropriate for broadcast, which
if
they should. Oh, I've landed in someone's blinding rush, but it's okay, I've powered through because I've got good vision.
If the
spectacles on.
If they're not writing our notices out now as we speak.
Sorry guys, this is no good.
This may be the last stream ever.
Talking of streams, I'm in one. Way!
Hey!
That's right.
Hashtag banter. That's what I'm saying, hashtag. Right, here we go, you got another opportunity.
Got the rush ready. And if you have a look at the see if I can wipe people out. You can see actually in the points it's really close and it looks like the other team are about to win, so if I can make some headway.
Yeah,
there you go. But it's okay, we've won the first 2 rounds, so hopefully if we nail the next one, we should be able to get it in the bag. So
Fernando wants Rushy on next time.
Ouch!
I know.
Are we not good enough for you?
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's really painful.
Unbelievable. I wonder if Rushy's watching right now. I wonder.
Rushy may be watching, maybe busy cracking on with getting the game ready. Obviously we've only got 8 or 9 weeks before the game releases, so hello to everyone or anyone in the studio who's working hard but also have us up on their second screen. We hope we're doing it justice for you. Sorry if we're not, we'll get better, I promise.
But yeah, I think Rushy will be on stream at some point.
Absolutely, we can definitely get him on stream.
He loves a camera, Rushy, doesn't he? He loves it. Loves it. Right, so we've got 2-1.
And I'm brazenly going after a big old truck there with my motorcycle, which probably not going to end well, but I'm going to do it anyway. Cause
yeah, it's a bit. Oh, that was a nice tombstone. I like that one. Is it a zombie or something? I'd say there's so many tombstones in the game. Actually, I can't remember which ones are which because there's so many.
No, it's amazing. And actually we should, as we're talking about tombstones, we should mention and send a massive thank you to everyone who's competed in our tombstone competition. So we're currently reviewing those submissions that you sent in, and I'm sure that Aaron will have some news on those for you very, very soon. But the level of artistry and design that was sent through is absolutely incredible, to be honest. Blown away by the high standard of everything you submitted. So thanks, and it will be awesome because very shortly after the game has launched you'll be able to see some community artwork in the game, which is, for a new IP, really, really exciting. You'll already be a part of the game within weeks of it launching, so thank you to everyone who competed in that.
Yeah, it's been a blast actually sort of getting submissions in and going through them really. Some of them, like even the art directors and everything, and that was terrible.
That was absolutely dreadful. Hey, there's Paul. He's going to jump on the first stream at the first opportunity he gets. So, hello, Rushy.
Hi, Rushy.
You should join us. This sofa's big enough for all 3 of us.
Yeah, it is.
Cozy, very comfortable. Room is very warm, but that's lovely. Very comfortable. It's nice. So as everyone saw there, I did just rush. I tried to do a barrel roll for you and cocked it up basically. So I'll do better next time. But next we'll get to see Aaron.
Right, I'm gonna have a whirl of I'm gonna have a go through Overdrive because I took Countdown before. and I mean my skills weren't great at Countdown. I think Overdrive might be more in my. I think that's a nice base level. I think for people Overdrive. I think it's a very good, accessible mode for everyone and their mums to get involved with. Obviously we know about my mum's gaming habits, so she probably tanked me on it anyway. But
yeah, my mum's less good at gaming. She's a Candy Crush kind of lady.
Right. Let's get into this. I've selected the same one. Right. So, we're going to hide off some of these from you. We're not going to show you Switch. No.
No.
Oh, no. No Switch. And no... What are we diving into? Yes, Overdrive. Here we go. Oh, there's the cat again. Hello. Meow. So, this is Overdrive on Fighter Forest. And let's see if well, actually, you did a really good job there. You won that, right?
Yep.
Pro.
Did. Don't want to brag about it or anything, but I did.
I'm a big fan. I think one of the things I'm the biggest fan of in the game is the artwork. I love the artwork in ONRUSH, and in particular the sort of the icons of the teams and the liveries. I think the liveries that have been put together by NE40, a company with 40 artists from all over the world. They're brilliant. You guys have probably seen some of the posters around. You will have seen them in the event recap that went up today, and all the graffiti that's on the side there. That's all sort of hand designed by the artists of NE40, which is just incredible.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. So a few of you are asking if you could change the camera. With the magic click of the R1 button, you absolutely... With a magic click of the R1 button, let's try that again, shall we?
Yeah, we'll try it again.
You can. So if you think you're a little bit too close, then you can.
There you go.
You can get back, and if you want to get a little bit further away, you can get further away as well. So
little switcheroony. I like it quite close up. I like seeing the detail on the back of the car. It's like a bit there. But no, I do. I like seeing the detail all the way on the back of the car here.
It's getting really stuck in now.
I know. Oh, here we go. Right, smash. I sent him into oblivion. It's really satisfying, the rush sound as well, isn't it? It's like, it really sort of, it encapsulates that sort of aggressive nature of ONRUSH, and it's a bit of a celebration when you get rush. You want to shout about it anyway.
Yeah, I think it just makes you feel super powerful. You've done very well.
I've done very well there, haven't I?
It just makes you feel really super powerful.
So I think we're seeing a bit of changeable weather here.
We are. Look at that.
This
precipitation is starting to fall.
Yeah. This is like the weather in the UK right now, even though it's spring and it shouldn't be like this. There we go. Right, that round. Oh, hello.
You're doing very well.
I have been well. I've survived quite a long time here. I think Overdrive must be my mode. Oh, I see. I've got vengeful. That's the problem. It's vengeance.
I think the thing is as well with ONRUSH, you really have to at least attempt to keep a cool head, because if you go out seeking revenge on everyone, it'll ultimately backfire on you. You have to.
You see.
It is about being hot-headed, but also it's about being like strategically hot-headed, like biding your time with the right moment to pounce rather than just like mindlessly trying to plough them down, which is what I do, and write the vehicles off. So it's a bit of a nightmare when you're not thinking straight, which is something I could say I do very often.
Oh my god. We definitely should have got a pro in the flip.
Yeah, we should have.
Right. Right, I'm gonna be sensible now. I'm gonna try and win this for my team. I'm not saying that we're a one-man team, but I'm basically the best.
Carrying them.
Yeah.
Well, you're about 1,000 points ahead of me next, so you're doing pretty well.
I have been out for most of the game, so I'm gonna get vengeful again.
Well done.
I thought you were gonna nudge him into that tree then.
Oh. Well, I took him out.
Terminated.
But I did wreck myself.
At the expense of your...
Yeah. I'm alright with that.
Yeah, no, I'm alright with it as well, actually.
I'm alright with that.
You jumped straight back in.
Yeah.
Just stay on course.
Cody, with you being based in Britain, you lot of all people know that in spring it mostly rains. No, it's correct. And in fact, we are heading into the classic April showers period. So we should have done better. We keep hopefully wearing t-shirts to work, and then realising we have to put a jumper on afterwards. It's kind of our life.
Oh, I'm driving into one of those things. Right. I love the track layouts as well. Like how they go from quite open spaces to real pinch points. I know we mentioned that before, but it works in every mode. I'm saving my rush for the start of this round, by the way. So if I had a headset on, what we all found when we've been playing multiplayer tests and we played a bit of multiplayer at the hands-on event in London, is with the multiplayer comes a lot of tactics. So a lot of people, in particular Rushy's team, because they played it a lot, they were really tactical and really good at sort of holding their rush, all 4 of them, all 6 of them, sorry, at the same time, and then they would unleash just this barrage of boost, barrage of rush at the start of the round, and then they'd already be a couple thousand points ahead, and the other team obviously were like, what's happened here? And then they had to get tactical as well. It was really good.
Just some people asking here about the open beta, so yes, if you want to get your hands on ONRUSH, you won't have to wait until it launches. Not for the full version at least. We will have an open beta, it will be in May. We'll be releasing more details as we lock those bits and pieces down, but yeah, we'll be having a range of modes and vehicles in there, and you'll be able to get a taste of ONRUSH for yourself. So that's quite exciting, but we won't be able to give you too much information on that just yet.
And in terms of getting hands on, you don't even have to wait until May, because you can play it this weekend. But next weekend, live.
Where can you play it next weekend, Aaron?
Have I live?
No, you have.
I have.
That was me doing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh. How do we plug this?
Well, we're at EGX Rezzed next weekend. For the full weekend. I've drove it one of those things.
Yeah.
From Friday to Sunday. All day, every day. Multiplayer setups, single player setups. So if you've got tickets to Rezzed, yes, smash. If you've got tickets to Rezzed, come down. Come play. We want to see you there. We want to see you getting hands on and knowing your thoughts, basically.
We'll both be there, as will Rushy and a few other guys from the studio. So please pop down, say hello, play the game, play with us, the experts, because we'll have some multiplayer stands set up. And yeah, you can get your first hands on in the game. You don't even have to wait to the open beta. So that's quite exciting as well.
And there'll be little prizes and everything for people coming down, and for if you're good at it, basically, which we won't be winning anything.
No,
but,
it's fine.
And also, Rushy's going to be doing a little chat on the stage as well. I'm not sure of the exact times, to be honest. I'm sure Rushy, if you're still in the chat, you can let everyone know. But I think Rushy posted that on his Twitter page a couple of days ago. So if you want to hear about how ONRUSH was made and some of the people who made the game and the process of that, Rushy will be talking you through all that on the stage. But you can also just come and say hi. Come have a cup of tea with us.
Come say hi.
We like tea.
We really love tea. We get through a lot of tea bags in this office. So yeah, you should come join us for a cuppa.
Right. What do you think? One more round of Countdown?
Yes.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
You haven't dived into Countdown yet.
Let's do this.
Let's get you.
No problem whatsoever. What blazing streak, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
What do I want? Do I go back to my trusty vortex again?
I think be brave. Be brave.
I'm gonna go for the charger.
Have we? Yeah. We haven't been the charger yet, have we? Oh no, I think
no,
that's
you
the
have.
charger.
I think you're in the charger.
Okay.
3 p.m. Thank you, Rushy. Thanks for confirming. So Rushy will be on stage at EGX Rezzed at 3 p.m. talking all things ONRUSH. And well, I couldn't possibly say or not what we'll be talking about, but it might be stuff that you might not have heard about before. I think might be new stuff.
Yeah. Right. We're going to be chatting about a lot of new stuff.
Okay, let's just get this done and show you how it's really made.
Yeah. Well, we've missed a game there, haven't we?
It's fine. No, meant it. I like it to be close. I just want to keep the viewers interested. It's never fun when someone completely runs away with it. So.
Cup of tea or a 2-litre bottle of Iron Brew? Both is the answer to that. Bring both. Oh, Dan, you're doing a great job in the chat. Is that you in the chat? You in the chat? Oh, one of the Dans.
We're Dan squared over here.
Dan squared. Double D.
This game looks cheeky. It is cheeky.
I think that's a perfect word to describe it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek in it. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of quips and oh my days.
Oh, hello.
Someone bashed me into that. I'm going after him. The cat's very cute.
I know, that's great. I love that. That's brilliant.
We'll leave Bruno behind.
The good thing is as well, I think with the tombstones, a lot of people do tombstone chasing. When I played multiplayer tests, when people drop tombstones in certain places, you will actively try and seek them out, and that will just cause chaos because there'll be about 10 tombstones in one place that is just impossible to get the other ones. But it's hilarious. Sometimes you see them, you can see them sort of in trees from where people are.
What on earth has happened to people?
I know. So you won that first round.
Oh dear,
Oh,
that's
hello.
not nice, I'm in the wake!
Right. Oh, nice. That was nice.
Copy that.
I've
Over.
just been toying with you all. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, you had us fooled there.
But I've got my rush ready.
Yeah, you've
so
got rush.
Maybe I'll
available,
drop
so.
that in a moment as I chase them on.
Oh.
I've pressed the button. I've done it.
You've done it. I love that noise. That's such a good
I'm
noise.
so bad at this.
I am. Wow.
So the open beta will be on Xbox One and PS4, as we mentioned. ONRUSH will be coming to PC, but will be at a later date. We're focusing on the kind of the console experience at the minute. But any news on PC, obviously, we'll be sharing it on our channels. You'll hear it with us first. So yeah, just stay tuned.
High class Hitman. It's very addictive. It's one of those games where you sit down for 5 minutes and wow, what you love doing here. You sit down for 5 minutes and then next thing you know, it's 3 hours later. It's really just sort of, it just rolls on. It rolls on a lot, and I think it doesn't give you a breather. And I think that's brilliant. I think that's what games are all about. I think some of my fondest gaming memories from being a youngster was just playing games that were addictive and that never sort of stopped in between, just kept you going and kept you involved in the action, and this is exactly what ONRUSH does.
Yeah, I very much play ONRUSH like I do Rocket League, where I say, oh, just one, because obviously a game is very, very quick. You know, 4 hours later, you're like, oh dear.
Oh dear,
I've lost half a day.
I've got to go to work in 2 hours. We should really have a safety warning on the box or something here, you know. May need coffee the next morning
Yeah.
because
Be careful.
yeah, you will have
You
been
need
on
sleep.
that. Yeah. Don't neglect your other halves when you have ONRUSH. Oh, smashed it.
Easy. What did I tell you? This is how it's done. Valuable contribution that. Made 1 whole takedowns.
That was impressive, to be honest. You seem to spend half of the game correct as well. But again,
I did.
Yeah, it comes back to that race, wreck, repeat. It's not about the time that you spend wrecking. It's about what you do when you get back into the action. You took out quite a few people, to be honest.
I did. I'm better than what I appear. I'm just showing you what happens when you come into the game as a new player. So we're going to leave it there. Before I go, a quick plug. If you want to see more Codemasters games played live, then please tune into our Dirt Wall Championships quarterfinals. That's on Sunday, kicks off from 5 PM, and we've got 36 of the fastest dirt drivers tackling a series of challenges, all to get in the running to be the first inaugural Dirt Wall champion. The finals taking place at Silverstone at Speed Machine Festival. But first of all, we've got 2 streamed rounds, which we've got on this Sunday and the 22nd. So make sure you catch the first one. It'll be live on Twitch and then also on the motorsport.tv channels as well. So before we go, get that plug in. We'll be back again with another stream too. So I hope you've enjoyed joining us. Please feel free to send through any further questions, which we can tackle in the next streams or so. And anything in the meantime, head to all the ONRUSH channels and talk to this man here who mans them all. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll sign off, but thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.